Osaka hits you like a tidal wave. Here, neon lights flash from every corner and crowds sweep you forward whether you're ready or not. It feels chaotic, and sometimes the best way to survive a city like this is to escape it. Just 45 minutes away lies a completely different world. This is Nara, a place where deer bow to you on ancient temple grounds, where silence lingers longer than footsteps, and where Japanese history feels alive in every stone and lantern.
We are in Osaka, a city that is again crowded, noisy, and a little bit overwhelming. I personally am not a huge fan of big cities or of spending too much time in big cities, as there's always too much noise, many crowds and lights, especially here in Japan, too many harsh lights. And that is exactly why we decided to split our time here in Osaka. We will spend the first part of this video here in Osaka, and then I will take you all the way to Nara, a city that is nearby, that is completely the opposite of Osaka. And I will also explain you why I believe not visiting Nara during your trip to Osaka is probably the biggest mistake you can make. This behind me is Osaka Castle. It is probably a must-visit place here in Osaka, and it's also very crowded, so a lot of people agree on that. The castle is surrounded by a huge castle park, which during springtime is beautiful to visit, as there are lots of cherry blossoms there in the area, and in autumn you will see the beautiful autumn colors in that park. But it is also worth it during other times of the year. Just make sure to spend some time in the park as well and explore it as well. The castle today is a museum which holds samurai armor and weapons, and also educates you a little bit on the past of Osaka. It was originally built in 1583, and it was built to demonstrate the power of the emperor of its time, which was one of the greatest unifiers of Japan.
Osaka was once the nation's fortress. The Osaka Castle rose from Toyotomi Hideyoshi's ambition to rule all of Japan. Its golden walls weren't just decoration, they were a statement of power.
At its height, this castle was one of the largest castles of Japan. It was surrounded by massive stone walls and golden decorations. At its roof you can see golden tigers, and those are meant to ward off fire and bring prosperity. If you walk along this park, you can also climb up a little bit the walls that surround the castle, and you will get stunning views over the skyline and the skyscrapers of Osaka. The best way to move around Osaka is definitely by metro. You will get everywhere with the metro. And to do so, you should download the Suica card on your phone, and then you can just tap it here on the machines and enter and pay while exiting the metro. It's super easy and straightforward. I will publish a video about travel tips here in Japan where I will explain how to install it and how it exactly works. So make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss out on that one. But I also have a guide on Japan, a full guide with all my places and recommendations for you. So make sure to check the link in the description below if you're interested in that. It will also explain the details of the metro system. But before we enter Osaka's most busiest district, I wanted to visit this temple here. It is famous for this huge lion head. This Shinto shrine is 11 meters wide and 12 meters tall. It is really huge and impressive to see. It is meant to swallow evil spirits and misfortune, and therefore bringing luck and success. This area here is called Shinsekai. It is famous for its retro arcades. We've seen a lot of arcades already in Tokyo, but somehow I like the ones here better. They have more charm. I like the style of them. There's a lot of music, a lot of people here, a lot of food everywhere. And it seems to be all about fun. I've heard a lot of times that Osaka is more the city about fun, while Tokyo is more about business. And I think this area here resembles it perfectly fine.
People of Osaka are known to be friendlier and more outgoing than in Tokyo. And yeah, Shinsekai really gives you a whole different vibe. Shinsekai means new world, but it feels like stepping into the past. But at some point, it was a very modern and futuristic area. Osaka got heavily bombed and widely destroyed during World War II. It was quickly rebuilt afterwards, and this area became one of the new and modern areas of the city. Shinsekai is fun, yet chaotic. But as I had to realize a bit later, this is definitely not the most chaotic place of Osaka.
Welcome to the heart of Osaka's chaos. This district here is known for its parties, the entertainment, and endless food stalls. It represents the energy of the city and it feels a bit overwhelming. It is also famous for the massive neon billboards and it runs along the Dontonburi Canal, which you can see in the background a little bit. It is located in the Namba area in the heart of the city. There is this huge billboard of a running man that is the symbol of Osaka's energy and soul. Honestly, this district, I don't know where to look first. It is quite overwhelming, to be honest, but it also seems to be fun to explore and I believe it is a must-see place, at least for a little bit. It is also famous for its electric nightlife, so if you want to party in Osaka, this is probably the place to go to. This place is kind of crazy. There is so much noise here, so much music coming from every corner and so many people. And it smells like food everywhere. There's like a mixed smell of all kinds of foods. I believe mostly fried food is what I can smell here. It is kind of crazy and overwhelming to walk here. I've never been a person that loves to stay too much in cities. It is just a lot of impressions and a lot of things to see. But however, I believe that Osaka is a city that is definitely worth a visit. It is impressive and especially its surroundings are very interesting. We will do day trips from here. One of them will be to Hiroshima, but I will do a separate video about that, so make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss out on the day trip to Hiroshima and the history of Hiroshima especially. And we will do another day trip to Nara, which is what we will do tomorrow. And I am going to take you on that day trip to Nara and see some very cute little deers, hopefully. So this was it for now. We'll go to bed now and then get up early tomorrow morning to show you Nara. Welcome to Nara. We just arrived here at the train station. There are 2 train stations in Nara, by the way. We chose the Kintetsu train station. It is a limited express that you can take. It'll take you 30 minutes to get here. And then there's another train you can take, which will take you about an hour and it will take you to the Nara train station. The Nara train station is a little bit further away from the Nara Park, which is where you want to go if you only spend one day here in Nara, just like ourselves. And the Kintetsu rail station is very close to Nara Park, which is why we chose it. You can get the tickets either online, otherwise you can also buy tickets at the ticket machines, of course. We'll make our way to Nara Park. I'm equipped with a map of Nara that I will probably not use because I'm absolutely not capable of reading maps, but anyway, it's always good to have one. Let's make our way to Nara Park. We didn't even walk 5 minutes and we already reached Nara Park. This is it. This is what Nara is super famous for. All of these deers here you can see behind me. It smells extremely strong, like animal and poop. And there's also a lot of poop here. You always have to watch your step. They seem super cute. There are places where you can buy some crackers, which are meant to be fed to the Nara Deer. They are savage animals. Always keep that in mind, but they are used to humans, so you can definitely feed them, and in general they shouldn't be chasing you or anything. You should be fine. You can also rent bikes, by the way, but since we are so close to Nara Park, we decided that it's not worth it. We will explore the whole park, walking through it. We have a lot of time here. We have all day basically, and I'm going to spend some time with the deers now.
Yeah, I obviously still thought this was going to be so much fun, but just a little bit later quickly realized Nara Deer is wild.
That one is already looking curious, another one is coming. Hey! That one is attacking me. They aren't patient at all. Hey! 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 Help! Oh God! Ah! The crackers are 200 each, and you should bring coins, or at least not huge bills, because I don't think they will have that much to change here. The Nara Deer lives here since more than 1,000 years. And they are nowadays, of course, used to human beings. As you've just seen, they come up to us, but only to check if you have food. And if you don't have food, they leave you alone again. However, they are very cute and it is a very cute experience. I love it. You gotta bring some cash if you want to buy these crackers to feed them. The Nara Deer is also famous for bowing. Like if you bow in front of them, they usually bow as well. If they don't do it, they already know you don't have food. Be aware that these are still wild animals. I have seen a couple of times that they were chasing people who have fed them because they wanted to get more cookies, obviously. And also they should be fed only with those cookies that are made for them. Do not feed them with any bread or whatever you might have in your pockets. But Nara Park has a lot more to offer. We will walk so deep into this park today to check out some temples as well.
Let me be honest, I expected Nara Park to be a peaceful and quiet place. However, the reality looks quite different. It is extremely crowded, and it definitely is a popular tourist destination. However, yes, there are peaceful and quiet places that you can discover. There's a lot to explore in Nara Park, so make sure to just wander around and to also take those paths the crowds is not taking. You will definitely be surprised on what you'll find there, and you will also enjoy the full Nara experience. And yes, there are some hidden gems, even in such a popular place as Nara Park.
We found another place here in Nara Park that is worth a visit. It's this little garden here. It is completely free to visit and most tourists were just passing by. I think it is worth a visit because it looks beautiful, it is peaceful, and it looks very traditional. We've just been down there to Tōdai-ji Temple, which is one of the most famous temples here of Nara Park. It was built in the 8th century and is quite symbolic for this place because in there's the great Buddha hall that you can visit. However, you will have to pay an entrance fee of 800 yenes, and it was super crowded. It is probably the most famous temple here. It was actually built as the Buddhist head temple of all provinces in Japan. So it is a very important one, and you notice by the crowds. We decided to skip it to come up here to this place to get this stunning view over Nara and the park, and it is also so much quieter here. I don't know why, but everybody who walked up with us kept going right into the right direction, and we went to this place here, which is definitely worth it. So keep that place here in mind. I will leave you the name somewhere here, I think, so that you can note it down. It's worth it. The deeper you get into Nara Park, the less crowded it will be, and also the less deer you will find. Obviously, the deer is not stupid. They do know where to get food, and that is where most people are, of course. However, there are deer all over this park. And well, the deeper you are into this park, the more peaceful it also gets. There are lots of small shrines here, and it is really beautiful. I like it a lot. It's a wonderful escape from the busy big cities and the neon lights, that's for sure. For us, it is time to leave Nara Park now because we are hungry, and there are some places where you can eat here in the park. However, I wanted to go to a special one because there's a thing you need to try here in Nara, which is called cold soba. I don't know what it is, to be honest, but I heard we have to try it, and we wanted to try this in a nice restaurant. I really wasn't expecting to find something like this on our way to the restaurant, but this is a very recommended path. It is very traditional here in this area. I think this over there is a rice field. There are some shrines here, and it is so quiet. There's no one here. It seems like nobody knows this path, and it is so beautiful. It is just behind the hall where we were before. You just need to make your way down there. We found the restaurant. It looks super cute. It looks very traditional, and I really hope we can get some true local food here. It is away from all the tourist crowds, so I also hope the prices here are reasonable. Let's get inside. We have to wait a little bit. Here, apparently, I think someone will come at some moment. It is quite full already. But I think for good food, it's always okay to wait a bit. It was such a wonderful experience. It is a very traditional place. We sat on the floor on cushions, and it was very cute. The staff is super kind and very attentive as well. And they even gave us instructions on how to eat like a local, which is something I really liked. The food was high quality food, definitely, and the instructions even explained a little bit why you eat it in a certain way. For example, they gave me like a little drink at the end that I was supposed to mix with my soup and drink it, and it said it gives me a lot of nutrition and the warmth that I need to continue my journey. I think that was beautiful. I really liked it. This place is highly recommended. We paid 2,130 yenes, which is also a very reasonable price. our last snack here in Nara. This is the shopping street, by the way, which is large, where you can find lots of restaurants and also souvenirs. And this store here behind me, there you can find melon pan. And we've had this in Tokyo, I think, already. And I liked it a lot. It is delicious. You can eat it wherever you find it. But here, this store is supposed to be super good, and they have different types. We bought, for example, chocolate chip and chocolate. So they have various types of melon pan with different tastes. We paid 280 yenes for each one, and I'm excited to try my next one because I really like them. It's approved. It is not very sweet. For Europeans or people from the United States, it won't be super sweet, but it is for Japan, it's seriously very sweet. It's delicious bread, it's soft inside, crunchy outside, and I like that it has chocolate. We are now going back to the train station because it is time for us to go back to Osaka, and tomorrow we will continue our trip through Japan. In my opinion, this was a wonderful trip to Nara. It is a beautiful escape, and in my opinion also a must-see if you are in Osaka. It is so close by, so make sure to put this on your list if you are visiting Osaka. Nara is way more peaceful, no harsh neon lights, and even though it is crowded, yes, you can escape the crowds, definitely. The park is big enough. If you dive deep into the park, you will be able to escape the crowds. Always watch out for the deer poop, and you will be able to enjoy your day here in Nara perfectly fine. We spent in total 7 hours here in Nara, so keep that in mind when planning your day trip to Nara.
Osaka showed me the thrill of never stopping. Nara reminded me why stopping matters. Together, they're not opposites, they're balance. Chaos and calm, neon and history, energy and silence. So if you find yourself in Osaka, don't just survive the chaos, escape it, and let Nara show you what Japan truly feels like.